Hello everyone, today I'm going to be creating this video to show you what is my favorite look for the fall. I went a little bit softer on the eyes, but I definitely went bold on the lips, as you can see. So I used this wine colored liquid lipstick, and I used my Viseart palette for the eyes, which is like my favorite palette for the fall. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'll show you how it looks like. It's right here. I've been using it like every single day since I got it, so hopefully you guys like this video and continue watching. I'm going to start off by using the Urban Decay Original Shadow Primer Potion, and if this bottle doesn't look familiar to you, this is just an older version of the primer. The new one actually has a wand, which is I think a little bit easier to apply, but like I said, you can pretty much use any primer that works best for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one. Now moving on to the crease, I'm going to go ahead and use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer just for the crease to create a transition color. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Viseart palette. For the Viseart palette, I'm going to be using the second shade, like on the little brown one. And I'm just going to run that along the crease on the outer corners of both eyes, of course. And then to create a little more depth to the eye and smoke it out a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and use the darkest brown shade. And I'm only going to apply that dark shade on the outer corners. Try not to bring it in all the way because you don't want to look like a raccoon. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the light cream colored shade on the Viseart palette just under the brow bone to create a highlight, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it again with the rest of the color so there's no harsh lines. Using the gold color on the top corner, I'm going to go ahead and just apply that on the inner corners of the eyes, and then I'm going to pat the orange shimmery shade on the lid, and just make sure you're transitioning those two colors really well together. You don't want to have any harsh lines. Now using my Lip Injection Extreme by Too Faced, I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my lips just to plump them up a little bit better and prep them for the liquid lipstick. Now using the Too Faced Liquid Liner, one of their newer ones, I'm just going to go ahead and create a little wing. Now this is optional. You can use lashes and just kind of pop them in there, or you can just create whatever wing you like and then do lashes, but for this time I'm just going to go ahead and do a wing. Now for primer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover RX primer infused with coconut water and hyaluronic acid, which is really good to hydrate the skin. My skin is mostly combination, but it works really well, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Oil Free Natural Finish Foundation in G50. I absolutely love this foundation, and I find it that it's best to apply it with a brush rather than a beauty blender, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the Real Techniques buffing brush. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Studio Skin Concealer, and to be honest, I absolutely love this concealer. I'm not going to be using a lot of it, just like 4 little dots on each eye and pressing it down with a beauty blender so that it doesn't crease. This concealer is super lightweight, so it's really nice for those people that don't want that intense coverage. And now I'm just going to go ahead and set my concealer with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. And I'm also going to be setting the T-zone, which is usually where I get more oily, as well as it creasing, so just applying that. For the rest of the face, I'm going to go ahead and use my Marc Jacobs Featherweight Foundation Powder. And I haven't seen this powder in stores in a while. So if you happen to have one or get your hands on one of these, definitely use it because it definitely finishes the Cover FX foundation really nicely. And I'm just going to go ahead and press it a little bit with the Beauty Blender. Now going back into the Viseart palette, I'm going to take the darkest shade and use it as a brow powder. So I'm just going to fill in my brows with that. And then I'm going to be using the Benefit Cosmetics Clear Brow Gel, just to set the brows. Moving on to contour, I'm going to go ahead and use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Using the first dark shade of the palette, I'm just going to contour my face. Now moving on to bronzer, I'm going to go ahead again and use the Chocolate Soleil Bronzer by Too Faced, running it along the hairline, as well as over the contour to warm it up a little bit more, and along the jawline. For blush, I'm going to go ahead and use the NARS Blush in Glue, which is a limited edition blush for VIB Rouge from Sephora. So if you can't find it, maybe if you have a friend that has a VIB Rouge, maybe can order it for you if you really like it. But it is an absolutely gorgeous blush. Now moving into highlight / illuminating, I'm just going to use the Laura Mercier Illuminator in Devotion, which is a really light pink shade. Absolutely gorgeous, and just lightly dusting that over the high points of my cheeks, my cupid's bow, my nose. And I'm using the Sephora Featherweight brush number 93. Going back to the second dark shade, second shade from the brown color, I'm gonna go ahead and just place that on the lash line to smoke out the look a little bit more. Now using Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara, I'm just gonna apply a couple coats on each lash. Like I said, you could do fake lashes too, maybe if you're going out, but if you just want to keep it as an everyday, feel free to just use the mascara. For lips, I'm going to be using the MAC Cosmetics Lip Liner in Night Moth, and for the liquid lipstick, I'm going to be using the Stila liquid lipstick in Chianti. And I love this liquid lipstick. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of the most hydrating formulas I've ever tried. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon again.